Western United, the away team, coming off a draw 1-1 with Canberra United, made a couple of changes. The biggest name that is missing, you'll see from the lineup, is Hannah Keane. She is out. We've got some late mail about her. She's suffering some kind of soft tissue injury. We haven't got details exactly on the injury, but she will not take the field today and not on the bench. Kiwa Haida gets the start, and Emma Robers also gets a start today. Other than that, very similar looking lineup to last week for Western United. And a woman that needs absolutely no introduction, Alex Chidiac. She is back, and Ish Ferguson alongside me can speak to some of the importance she will have in this match. But Ish, how much of an impact does Alex Chidiac have, and why?
Well, she's just a great attacking, creative player. And after a couple of difficult stints over at Racing Louisville and Tigres in Mexico, where she wasn't getting too much game time, I think she's just going to look to come back into a comfortable, a familiar setting. And she's just a great addition to this Melbourne Victory team.
A huge addition, and there's a lot of different faces in this team that could have impact. They are possibly the most stacked team on paper today. Plenty of Matildas running around, as we said. Who are some of the other faces you look out for?
Well, I think Rachel Lowe's been having a fantastic season, especially in that attacking side of things, and Elise Keller-Knight, alongside Chidiac, three hugely experienced players within this Melbourne Victory team. And I think, as I say, off the back of that loss against Western Sydney Wanderers, they'll be wanting to take their chances. They created so many chances, really could have won that game, so we'll have been disappointed with that. So I think that's where they're going to put the pressure on against Western United.
Elise Keller-Knight as well. Another Matilda running around in the home of the Matildas. More than 100 games for Australia and 3 FIFA World Cups on her resume. But another player that has an impressive resume and is also building her resume in the A-League, Grace Maher. She's in her 99th game today, Ish. And what kind of impact can she have for Western United?
I mean, what a hugely experienced and just fantastic player Grace Maher is. Wonderful left foot. Also just has that experience and that calmness in the back line, which Western United, I think, will need against the attacking force of Melbourne Victory.
Our referees today, Beth Rattray on screen there. Our assistant referees are Joanna Charatkis and Laura Moyer. They're assisted by the 4th official, Adam Bavkar. So on screen, Chloe Lagazzo to kick off in her 101st match, 101st match for the Liberty A-League. It's Melbourne Victory up against Western United in round 11, the very midway point of the season. Two teams that will be seeking to retain their positions in the top 6 and possibly leapfrog Sydney FC, who's just 1 point ahead of them and plays tomorrow. Saturday afternoon in Melbourne, and it is a warm day. It's 31 degrees, so the teams have agreed to a short drinks break, 90 seconds in the middle of the match. Jessica Nash on the right wing, moving it forward now. Chidiac, the player that we've all been waiting to see, getting some early touches as well.
You can already see Alex Chidiac, just her movement within between the lines, trying to look for those little pockets of space where she can just pop up and get the ball and turn quickly and play it forward. And I think she's going to be a really exciting addition to this Melbourne Victory attack, and just it makes it so much more enjoyable for the players further forward than her Rachel Lowe playing in that bit more of an advanced position where she can look to get those little 1-2s around the 18-yard box.
Certainly, Alex Chidiac, the red shoes, already on the hot wheels, and she does move so brilliantly with the ball at her feet. We can't wait to see what she does in her first start for the season in Melbourne Victory. And just as we speak her name, she comes on the ball, feeds beautifully to Zoas. Zoas has a shot. It's saved. Chidiac has the follow-up now. Left boot in, and it's put away by the defence. An early strike by Paige Zoas. Not really enough heat on it to cause any kind of threat for Hilary Beale, but they're still in possession, Victory, and they'll go again. Backline cross, that's safely collected by Beale.
Well, again, Chidiac or in everything, looking for that ball. You can see her pointing in there. Just wanted to find those little diagonal passes so Zoas can get in behind the play. But this is what the question for Western United is. Are they going to stay compact and try and contain Melbourne Victory and hit them on the counter-attack? Because you can just see the potential of possession for the Victory is already difficult for them.
TJ Vlanek there in possession for Western United, had a run down the left wing, couldn't make anything of it, and Checker in defence sends it to Kellen Knight. Some miscommunication in the back line possibly, but recollected.
Yeah, and that was something Kat Smith said in her press conference before this match, that just really important for the defensive transition of Western United. Once they win that ball back, actually keeping possession rather than winning it back and turning it over again. And I think that's going to be really important for them today.
Nash on the ball for Melbourne Victory in the dark blue colours today. Checker. Kellen Knight. Checker. Chidiac and Checker happy to play it around the back and hold some possession. Ball forward to Chiliak. That's a lovely weighted ball, and Chids has room to move. There's a cross in. Racing towards it was one of her teammates, but couldn't quite get in front of Hilary Beale to tap it in.
Really, it's going to be difficult for Western United if they keep allowing this space for Chidiac. She's just, her movement is wonderful. She's really got that freedom as in that number 10 role. Jeff Hopkins obviously knows her so well, so she's invaluable to this team and just provides so many different options and fluidity of movement going forward.
Hopkins been the coach since 2016-2017 season. He's the reigning coach of the year as we see the first corner kicked in by Kellen Knight. One of those Matildas legends that we've mentioned, more than 100 games for Australia. Ball in, and it's out of reach for Rachel Lowe.
Yeah, important for just Western United to just maintain their composure here. This is where they're looking to the likes of the Grace Maher to make sure that everyone is staying compact, staying switched on.
Short ball, Kellen Knight. Weiner sent it. Zoas and Chidiac also involved. High ball in, headed away. And Western United will play it out of defence now. Plenty of high pressure from Melbourne Victory through Rachel Lowe. And it's turned over. Jessica Nash has won it in the middle of the pitch, but it's called a Western ball.
Yeah, they were quite lucky there. Grace Maher likes to step in, likes to try and break that line from defence, but something she will need to be careful about with Melbourne Victory high pressed against Western Sydney last week as well, and you can just see even Alex Chidiac as well racing around like a terrier, trying to put pressure on the ball. That's where it's really important for these other Western United players not to necessarily run away. They need to come close and get the ball and keep some possession here.
Melbourne Victory actually concede the most goals of any team from set pieces. So there's an insight, Ish, into some of what's been going wrong for Melbourne Victory. Nash. Kellen Knight. And Morrison playing it up the left wing, a side they haven't used too much yet. Melbourne Victory, they'll try it now. Still in possession, weaving. Chidiac finds her way into the action. Kellen Knight sends it forward again. Weiner, the American, back to Chidiac, trying to find her. Couldn't get it through. Thread the needle between two Western United defenders.
This is where it's really important for Western United to break out of this pressure, particularly when they're winning the ball back in their defensive third.
Nash wins it again, but Western United might just jewel their way to find possession, and they do. Savicki right to Hayeda, loses it over the sideline, and it's back in Melbourne Victory feet.
I think we can see already Western United not necessarily want to push too far forward there. They are getting caught out. You can see again Chidiac just slipping into those nice little pockets of space.
Ball forward. Oh, there's body down. Chidiac recollects. She was looking for Lowen, taking a hard fall there, Chidiac.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be a long old day at the office for Western United if they continue. They keep trying to step out of the lines. A little bit disorganised in defence, I would say. I know the movement of Chidiac is causing him some problems there, but now it's really important for them to step up and say, we need to stay compact, we need to stay nice and condensed and make it difficult for this Melbourne Victory side, because there's too many gaps for them to find space.
A bit of a clumsy challenge there by Taranto, and Chidiac will win the free for her team just outside the penalty area. And this is the first real look they've had at a set piece to possibly go one up. Ball in, and it's safely caught by Hilary Beale. An interesting battle actually to watch in this game. The league's best goalkeepers, or two of them, Matilda's goalkeeper Lydia Williams on one side for Melbourne Victory, and on the other side we've just seen Liberty A-League goalkeeper of the year of last season, Hilary Beale. So a fascinating matchup at both ends of the pitch.
Yeah, and Hilary had a great game against Canberra United last week and really kept Western United in the game and gave them that opportunity in the second half to create more chances. She commanded her box, she comes out, she's very positive, always on the front foot, trying to be aggressive and come towards the ball rather than let it come to her.
Streaming down the line, Zoyce can't quite keep it in. It's gone out the back of Victory, but it'll be collected, and Lydia Williams boots it upfield. Nash sends it back. They go back to their Matilda's goalkeeper, and Lydia Williams wants to take a little run, just get a few extra yards so Morrison can start to recreate something. And she runs straight into Savicki, who won't let that go through easily. Kellen Knight. This Victory side has 7 Matildas in it, and certainly the best on paper that we've seen. Taranto now, though, for Western United, has a ball in. It was dangerous. It's sent away, but there's still a chance. Taranto still in possession, Western United. TJ Vlanek on the left wing now. Hayeda. Oh, there's some body-on-body action. No call by the referee.
Yeah, Chloe Lagazzo is definitely looking for that one. Emma Checker right in behind her, nice and close in the box there. That's better play from Western United. They had plenty of players forward. Elise Keller-Knight, when she was trying to come out of defence, didn't have too many options to play to, and they won it back well. But now it's just trying to get those shots on target, get more dangerous attempts on goal.
Certainly a nice build-up with Lagazzo in her 101-101st match. Played her 100th game last week, she did. She'll kick this one in now. The first corner for Western United. Dangerous ball, headed away. Taranto recollects. Lagazzo, 2 to beat. Opts to go around. Adriana Taranto, long ball, a little too long, and it'll go off the back line. Williams will take possession.
Well, it's not a bad idea there. Try and look into that that far post area as the Melbourne Victory defence were pushing out. There was plenty of space in behind there. Just got a bit too much on that. But now is the time. It's important for Western United to keep possession here. They need some players coming a bit closer towards the ball. You can see 5 Melbourne Victory players in that opposition half, making it difficult for Western United to play out.
Kat Smith, the Western United coach, coaching her first Melbourne derby as the Western boss, actually. It's been about a month since she was named coach after Mark Takazo, the former coach, departed to focus on his role coaching the Philippines national side. She's doing a great job so far, and in both matchups between Western United and Melbourne Victory, Western have won both, so Victory would be keen to get ahead, and they may do here. Wynert on the burst, ball in. Oh, it's bounced back but collected by Beale.
Well, it was an ambitious shot, I think, from Wynert there. They're tough. She's quite far out from a very tight angle, but she didn't have too many options in the box. Just thought Rachel Lowe maybe a little bit slow getting in there, really trying to support her.
So possession fairly well in favour of Melbourne Victory. 60% the Victory way and only 40% for the visitors. Western will be hoping to turn that a little on its head.
You know, it's something Western United are reasonably comfortable with. In a lot of games, they tend to not have as much possession as the opposition. But always dangerous on the counter-attack, although it will be interesting to see how much they're going to miss that pace of Hannah Keane and how much difference it'll be, because Chloe Logarzo playing in that further advanced position, you know, she's so dangerous playing in that number 10 and being able to create chances and play off Hannah Keane. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
That's a great call. Hannah Keane has been in really good form, and last year had a huge amount of goals. Only 2 so far this season. But last year was the Golden Boot winner with 13 goals, so missing from Western United today. What impact does that have on the visitors? TJ Vlanic on the ball now. Lovely swinging ball, heads in the way. It's out of danger, but not out of possession. Papadopoulos couldn't find a way through. They'll reset Western United. Hieda able to get on the end of that, but I think she's just caught offside.
It was a nice little ball in from Grace Maher there. Of course, she's got that wonderful left foot. And you can see Jess Nash trying to push on quite far forward for Melbourne Victory. There is that space in those wide areas for those diagonal balls. So really important that Hieda, you know, when you don't have that much possession, crucial that you stay on side.
Williams setting up a piece of play here for Melbourne Victory. Dapolonia, and her starting today, was on the bench for the start last week. Papadopoulos, Taranto, through ball. Logarzo out to the right wing. Taranto sends it high, can't connect with Hieda. And it's shepherded out by Nash.
Well, again, I think Western United are doing well at keeping plenty of players pushed on to put a little bit more pressure on this Victory side. I think Victory will be a little bit disappointed. They're, you know, an unstructured player when they have the ball in decent possession. Decision-making and the quality of their passes just needs to be improved.
They're a real counter-attacking team, Melbourne Victory, but it feels like the counter-attacks sometimes come back to bite them, and it certainly has in the past 2 matches. They've lost 2 in a row, and they've not lost 3 in a row in more than a decade. 2012 was the last time they went on a 3-loss streak. So really trying to turn things around today. Taranto weaving like a moped in traffic, and that ball's gone high.
Yeah, again, it's good to see Western United putting pressure on Victory in their defensive third as well. Even last week against Western Sydney Wanderers, they were trying to play out from the back. That's the style of play that they want. They want to build up from the back, but some of the poor quality of passing into those midfield areas, particularly if they're playing straight balls into midfield, they're always very difficult to maintain possession, particularly with your back to goal.
Dangerous ball here. Rachel Lowe can get on the end of it, battling with Cern. Lowe directing traffic, the former Sydney FC player. Loves the ball at her feet, does Lowe. Wynert as well. Kellen Knight, Chidiac back in the box where we love to see her. Nothing too dangerous there.
Yeah, nice little bit of play for Kellen Knight. Nice to see her and Chidiac interchange, so Kellen Knight can go past the ball and make that more difficult. What I did like, she put the foot on a ball, came back in, was actually looking for that ball into the box, into Chidiac as well. But the distances between the players at the moment, I think, you can even see now 5 Western United players there. Not too many options for Melbourne Victory when they look up. And that's also happens when Elise Kellen Knight does push forward, and she's usually in that holding midfield role. Someone needs to come in and take her place and offer another option.
Great analysis by the World Cup and Olympic hero Alicia Ferguson alongside me today. Alicia, more than 60 caps for Australia, and also one of my favourite world records, the fastest red card in history. So we may talk about that if any of the cards come out today.
Yeah, I'll take the hero call, Kate, more than anything. I think there might be a few people disputing that call. Yeah, not one of my proudest moments, the having the world record for a red card, but yeah.
Certainly a headline that has not escaped you, even a few years on.
No, every 4 years it comes around, Kate. Every 4 years when a World Cup, someone wants to interview me about it.
Oh, there's a dangerous ball here, and it's sent away by Hilary Beale. But Rachel Lowe was pressing high, as Melbourne Victory are wont to do. And that was a nervy moment for Western United defence.
Again, you just see Western United wanting to play out from the back there, but the pace of the ball makes that so difficult. Hilary Beale did really well just to clear that. But you must make sure you get the pace of the ball right, and also play it away from where the opposition defender's running in. So play it to Hilary's furthest foot. She did well there, reacting well, but some nervy moments.
Almost a miscommunication between defender and goalkeeper, and it was my mistake. Sorry, Mackenzie Wynert, not Rachel Lowe, though Lowe was in the area. And Wynert, such a pacey attacker, joined the team this year from US side OL Reign, and played alongside the likes of Megan Rapinoe over there. So really in good company in the US, and now joining great company here in Australia.
Yeah, and it's great to see the pace of Wynert as well. Really, I would like to see maybe a little bit more width from her. She tends to kind of tuck in a little bit further and makes the game a bit narrow, but plenty of pace, and she's going to be dangerous for those diagonal balls.
Here's a dangerous ball now. Zoyce almost got out the back. Chidiac now, and Zoyce in the middle. Oh, can't connect with Lowe. Just a metre too far ahead of Lowe.
Well, they got away with that, didn't they, Western United? And have been able to turn it into a counter-attack.
And this is where Melbourne Victory has been undone in previous matches on the counter-attack. Looks like they've got plenty of defence back now. And Taranto tries the footwork against Rankin. Taranto has to go back, a little dink in, and Lydia Williams will collect it.
Yeah, again, I can appreciate teams wanting to try and play out of pressure when the opposition is pressing high, but must take care with the ball. Just Hilary Beale putting her team under unnecessary pressure and stress there. And I mean, Chidiac wasn't too far away from nicking in to be able to get a shot on goal.
You ever filled in as a goalkeeper, Ish, in your five-a-side friendly matches?
I'm one of the worst goalkeepers you will ever see,
It's a
Kate.
stressful position, and we do not envy them, but they're doing a great job so far this season. 2 of the league's best on your screens today. What a treat. Matilda's goalkeeper, World Cup hero, Lydia Williams, and Hilary Beale, reigning goalkeeper of the year in the Women's A-League. Speaking of heroes, Kellen Knight on the ball, returned from injury this season, and she's just said she is loving being back and on the field. Chloe Lagazzo sends a ball forward. Haida can't get ahead of 3 defenders.
The difficult thing for Chloe Lagazzo there is she doesn't have Hannah Keane in front of her. So when she picked up the ball in that position, she's the one that has to drive forward. And I think that's going to be a tough ask for Chloe Lagazzo. She's going to be a little bit isolated out there, particularly if Melbourne Victory tend to have a lot of the possession. So it can be a bit of an unforgiving task when you're up there on your own in that forward position.
And certainly, if you're just joining us, Hannah Keane, big news, missing today's game due to a soft tissue injury that she is managing. So won't be on the field. The tall, redhead, rangy attacker that we love to see in Western United colours. TJ Vlanic sends it in. The Australian, born to Serbian parents, and she actually caps for the Serbian women's national team. 9 caps for Vlanic so far. Well, dangerous ball back again to Beale, who just has to boot it out. The high pressure from Melbourne Victory is really starting to put Western United under pressure. Chidiac in a tangle. Her team will retain possession though. Morrison brought down by Rankin, and Wynett will take it on. Powerful ball across the face of goal, but no one home.
Yeah, I think both these teams just need to be aware, particularly Western United, with Melbourne Victory pushing so far forward. Interesting to see if they're going to try and play short again. Obviously something that Kat Smith wants to implement, that type of play. She also spoke about this team being adaptable, being able to amend the changes earlier than they did previously against Canberra United in that first half when they were 1-0 down. And this is a perfect game to do that, and you can see that they do want to play out from the back.
Lagazzo showing some of the skills she's developed over so many years, playing for Matildas and overseas. Oh, just tripped up Haida. Tried something too fancy and a little too cute. Loses possession. Strong challenge, but Nash retains. And Melbourne Victory will just reset a little bit after that just counter-attacking spray by Western United. So the passing accuracy really high for both sides so far. 82% against 81%. Here's the replay of Haida and the challenge versus Nash.
Yeah, exactly. Both teams really wanting to work on keeping that possession. I think the critical area is in that final third, though, and really building up those 1-2 passes, which we haven't seen too much from either of these teams. A lot of players going around the back, nice and comfortable, bouncing into midfield. But I'd like to see a little bit more width from both of these teams. There's definitely a lot of the play bouncing in through the middle, where there's so much space in behind each of the fullbacks for both teams.
It's almost like neither team is sending their full team forward to attack because they're worried about what might happen on the counter-attack, and we have seen that in previous matches. But these are two teams that will likely feature prominently in the finals at the pointy end of the season.
And look, I think with the conditions and being quite warm as well, Melbourne Victory definitely started the better. They were a lot closer with their distances and in close proximity, so they could play within little triangles. The game has started to spread out and slow down a little bit, and that was definitely probably because of the heat.
Adriana Taranto taking a little bit of a knock there, and she will sub off. No. This is the drinks break, my mistake. So this is 31 degrees out here at the home of the Matildas in Melbourne. A really hot day, and halfway through the first half, the score is 0-0, and they're just taking a 90-second drinks break. Of course, next weekend is the huge one. It's my birthday on Friday, but it's also Unite Round. Jan 12 to Jan 14, the A-Leagues will host its first ever Unite Round, and this makes us the very first league to celebrate a full men's and women's round in a single city. Every club playing in Sydney. Ish, how exciting is this?
Yeah, fantastic initiative, the Unite Round. Really exciting weekend of football. Just having a look, sorry, at some of the players out here, there's a few red faces. That heat really taking its toll on this game, and I think after what was quite a bright start for both teams, you could really see that the pace of the game really did slow down, which only makes it more critical that you get players around the ball, so you stay on the move, so you're in nice close proximity. Otherwise the game gets far too stretched and it becomes a game of transition from box to box, which makes it very, very difficult.
That's a great call, Ish, but in these hot conditions, it's sort of the irony, isn't it, that as much as it gets hotter and you need to stay close, you kind of get a little bit lazier. If you don't have your fitness, you might end up straying too far from your players.
Well, it's just the fatigue factor, isn't it? I think it's, you know, they can get the heavy legs depending on what the length of the grass is as well, whether the ball holds up, trying to really use the pace of the ball to do the work. You hear coaches say that a lot, use the ball to do the work rather than you moving, but just make sure that both teams have become a little bit static, which is completely understandable, but that's when it's really crucial that you just kind of stay on the move constantly so you can always offer up options for your teammates.
So that drinks break will be crucial, and we'll get one at each half, so it's effectively a game of 4 quarters in a sense, as they have those 90-second drinks breaks in each half. Certainly well needed in this 31-degree heat. So the game restarts very evenly matched on the scoreboard and the stats. Taranto will get us underway. Western United with streaming run forward. And that's some lovely defense by Rankin. Alex Chidiac collects it midfield. Kellen Knight now has to work it back. So that drinks break has really energized the Western United attackers, looking to put a little more pressure and possibly take a leaf out of the victory book. What they're doing at the other end to their goalkeeper, Hilary Beale, been under plenty of pressure at the other end of the pitch.
Yeah, that's a poor pass from at least Kellen Knight there. You know, they broke out of pressure. That's where you just get really frustrated. You must keep possession there. Come and try and switch the ball back out.
Taranto on the burst. Beautiful ball. Legazo. And she's caught offside, but that was a dangerous moment. All set off by a clumsy pass from Elise Kellen Knight earlier. Taranto with this beautiful run.
I mean, straight balls into midfield like that are always a little bit precarious and a little bit dangerous. And there's been a few times that Melbourne Victory have been trying to play those balls into midfield, and you have to make sure that you either keep possession. They nearly got stung a couple of times in the game against the Wanderers, doing the same thing, trying to play out. It's crucial that you try and get on little angles so you're not making yourself more susceptible, because as soon as you give over possession, it's so easy for the opposition to be going straight at goal.
Giving up possession in your own half and certainly close to the penalty area is not something you want to do, especially when there's a striker like Chloe Legazo in the region.
And what you are noticing here is a lot of players are receiving the ball with their back to goal, so not really able to find that space.
On the burst now, Haida one-on-one, gets it through and it's a goal! Haida gets on the scoreboard for Western United. The Japanese international scores for the visiting side, and they are 1-0 up against Melbourne Victory here at the home of the Matildas.
Well, we said that before. There was space in behind when Jess Nash is trying to push on forward. A lovely ball, diagonal ball in. Hayata did really well just to maintain her composure, just to try and hold off Emma Checker, just to get that touch into the far corner, have that extra touch, which made it difficult for Lydia Williams to actually read. But really disappointing in defending, I think, from Melbourne Victory, but wonderful finish from Hayata.
She had 2 on her, and it was a foot race against Nash, and she won it. Hayata just wanted it more. There was hands and there was pulling of jerseys, but Hayata only had eyes for the goal, and Williams, not much she could do there, reversing with 2 defenders coming at her like that. It was almost as if someone needed to commit with a slide tackle, and Williams put in a really difficult position, but Hayata comes up with the first for the visitors.
Yeah, I think Jeff Hopkins will be pretty upset by how that goal was conceded. Just only a couple of passes. It wasn't even build-up play, just defensively switching off for that diagonal ball in for Hayata to get in behind the Melbourne Victory defence, and they've had a couple of goals they've conceded that way as well, with those slide passes in behind.
So Melbourne Victory have lost their last 2 games, 2-0 and 1-0. This will be their 3rd game without a goal if they continue on the same form, same fashion. And there's a strike here, chance Taranto. Oh, that's a dangerous cross. And Williams was nowhere near that post. Hayata was lurking. You'd think that there'd possibly be space for a defender to get involved there and get a foot in before it crosses like that.
Well, Taranto's had a wonderful season already. Great ball in there from Chloe Lagazo. And again, they space down these wide areas with Jamila Rankin and Jess Nash on either side of the fullback positions for Melbourne Victory, pushing up, wanting to be high, wanting to join in the attacking play. Western United has done really well to be able to pick out those weaknesses and pick out those gaps.
Taranto has a number of assists so far and a number of goals, and she's involved again. Taranto shot on, and it's in the back of the net. Finds her way behind Matilda's goalkeeper Lydia Williams, and that's ice in her veins. Adriana Taranto, 2-0 Western United.
Wonderful finish from that tight angle from Taranto. She's been having a fantastic season for Western United. Really dangerous player, coming up with a few goals, but again, defensively, Melbourne Victory, I think, will be very disappointed with their positioning. Jamila Rankin allowed Taranto to get on that inside of her, in between players, and what a great finish into the far post. But we've seen it time and time again, and I think it's something that Jeff Hopkins will be addressing pretty heavily at half-time.
That's huge for Western United. Adriana Taranto finds the net and puts her team 2-0 up against Melbourne Victory, who on paper are very much the team to beat. Very much the underdogs come Western United into the home of the Matildas. And 2-0 in the space of a couple of minutes has really changed the script for this game.
Yeah, from what we thought was quite a bright start with Alex Chidiac getting on the ball, creating those chances for Melbourne Victory. They've all gone a little bit quiet on the attacking side of things. And Western United just doing really well to exploit those spaces in behind both fullbacks for Melbourne Victory.
So can they settle Melbourne Victory, or does Western United want to keep going and attack? They're on fire right now. Taranto and Hayata so far on the scoreboard.
And for the lack of chances as well. Again, we spoke about being clinical in front of goal, and Western United have done exactly that. They continue, maybe not necessarily if they're not in favour of the possession stakes, but it's what you do with your possession as well. I think Melbourne Victory look comfortable if they're playing it around from the back, but really trying to break through those lines. And Western United have set themselves up quite well in a bit of a mid-block there. They're not trying to push and press too high. But Melbourne Victory, I mean, you can see the gap there. No options on the inside. They've really got to start being on the move more and creating more options for each of their teammates.
Grace Maher backed into a corner here. She gets it out left wing. Help from Haedo, who's double teamed, but it's still in Western United. Oh, that's a hand in the back most days of the week. Nash just with a bit of a clumsy contact. So that's a Melbourne victory ball, and Vlanic, the perpetrator. Sorry, it's Western United, and it's gone against victory. Lagazzo. United with their tails up. Haedo sends it to Lagazzo, a little wide, cross back, header in! Oh, off the woodwork, off that right post, almost 3 on the scoreboard, Western United.
Well, unlucky from Savicki with that little header, glancing header there, but that chance again came from a poor pass inside from Melbourne Victory on the left-hand side. Gave it away in midfield and then allowed Western United to break quickly and switch it down this left-hand side. Lovely little overlapping run by Chloe Lagazzo there. Savicki unlucky, very unlucky just to hit the post.
She was so close. It was a matter of inches, wasn't it? The Philippines World Cup star started in all 3 matches for the Philippines in the World Cup last year, and nearly found the scoreboard in this game.
Yeah, again, I think halftime talk from Jeff Hopkins for this victory team will definitely be about taking more care in possession. There's too many times when they're not under too much pressure and they're giving the ball away in those dangerous midfield areas.
There's a Melbourne Victory player clutching her knee. And we'll get a replay of it. Does not look comfortable. Certainly these conditions can lend themselves to injury, Ish, and this does not look good.
Well, it looks like the physio might be just checking her medial ligament there, whether it's a knock or not. You can just see a little bit of pain and grimace on Jessica Nash's face there. That test there is just checking for that medial ligament laxity on the inside, and it does get quite tender. Yeah, you can see she just, her toe got stuck in the grass, didn't it?
Yeah.
It really looked like, I think she's probably done a little strain to her medial there. Painful.
And they can be often how it's done, those medial strains, isn't it? Often very innocent looking, but certainly no one really at fault. Just a little knock against Haedo, who had her back turned, so had no idea what was going on. This is also a little chance for both teams to have a little breather. And I think in this heat, it's probably being welcomed.
Yeah, it's really important for both teams to stay switched on. It wasn't too far after the last water break that Western United actually scored. And they're the crucial times. Any of the breaks in play, you really need to make sure that everyone stays switched on, knowing where their players are, knowing what their role is.
So what do you think the message is from Jeff Hopkins to his victory team here, Ish?
I think it'll be about that care in possession, Kate. Definitely. I think there's been far too many times when they're playing those straight balls. Appreciate that they're trying to play out of pressure. Elise Keller-Knight obviously coming back into that deep-lying midfield role. But it's about taking that care in possession. They get into these wide areas and then they tend to give the ball away, whether that's a square ball inside. And those square balls inside, when Western United are facing forward, it just makes it so easy for them to transition from defence to attack and find those and exploit those spaces in behind the 2 fullbacks for Melbourne Victory.
So start valuing possession and treasure it. Don't let these turnovers happen that we're watching right now. Counter-attack. Western United love to play them. TJ Vlanic, big ball in. Gets behind the defence. Lydia Williams has to work. Collects it. She looks sore as she's got up, limping, clutching that right ankle.
Yeah, a bit of questionable defending, I think, from Melbourne Victory there. So Vicky was free at that far post. See the duel with Chloe Lagazzo and Morrison, but again, getting inside the players. Too many times the Western United players, attackers, are allowed to make those runs inside, and I think Melbourne Victory really need to sort that out at half-time.
So Lydia Williams is now down, clutching at her right ankle, just involved in that tussle with the goal shot prior, and a couple of players up in the air. She might have landed on it in a funny way. Williams, such a stalwart for this team and our Australian Matildas. More than 100 caps for Australia, and signed back into the A-League this year after playing over at Brighton and Hove Albion.
It looks like she's fell a little bit awkwardly on that ankle, with Victory having brought in Courtney Newman from Central Coast Mariners. I mean, it'd be a big loss for Victory to lose Lids. Such an experienced goalkeeper, so calm at the back, great leadership, always talking. Can hear her talking and giving information to her teammates the whole match.
Courtney Newborn is on the bench for Victory, should they need her. And you hope to see Lydia run this off. She does look like she's testing it out now.
Well, yeah, I think it's one of those cases. There's a few minutes, probably with additional time leading into half-time. Try and get through, get there, get on the physio table, get it strapped up and assess it properly.
Well, speaking of Matildas, there are two that we love to see playing in the A-League alongside or up against each other. Chloe Lagazzo and Alex Chidiac. Plenty of respect between the two. Certainly no love lost, though, in this battle, the Battle of the Bridge, the Melbourne Derby. Westgate Bridge is the bridge that separates the east from west Melbourne, goes over the Yarra between these two clubs, and they call it the Westgate Battle for that reason, as Western United get it at the foot of Taranto once more. Taranto to Taranto, the Twins, if you're seeing double, you're not crazy. They both signed with Western United last season in the inaugural season. And they've both been involved, plenty of assists, and Melissa loves to set up her sister. Another ball in, Haida, oh, nearly crossed over. Dapolonia couldn't get it behind her.
And really nice attacking play down this left-hand side. But again, Alex Chidiac lost that ball in midfield there, tried to take too many touches and then allowed Western United just to come on the counter-attack. This left-hand side, great ball into that near post. So Vicky just couldn't quite get the shot on target there. She just made that run past the near post.
And Nash is still struggling with this, some kind of unknown injury, but certainly a strain possibly on the knee, a medial ligament, Alicia Ferguson was thinking. So there'll be a substitution here. Nash is coming off and Tori Hansen will come on in her place.
Yeah, she definitely didn't look comfortable when she got back up, Jessica Nash. Always good to try and, you know, to see if you can run it off, to see if it's not as bad, but really not worth taking the risk.
And there'll be 6 minutes of additional injury time, given the conditions and given how many stoppages we have had, as Victory seek to gain control and momentum. If anyone can, Alex Chidiac can. But she won't be able to do it when she's offside.
Well, I think that's what Victory needs to see a little bit more of. Chidiac getting involved in the game, getting on the ball a little bit more, because she is such a creative playmaker. She's been a bit quiet for the second half of this first half. Really crucial for her to start pulling the strings for this Melbourne Victory team.
She has been quiet. She didn't start the game last week. She came on in the second half, and she certainly started this game with plenty of fire, but not as much impact in the second half of this half. Possibly due for a little break in the halftime reset.
Well, it's also difficult. Chids hasn't had too much game time in her previous season, so that's always difficult to get back up to speed. Take into consideration the heat as well. You know, she started really brightly, and sometimes you might go a bit too hard too quickly, but just getting up to that match fitness can take a little bit of time. But I still think with her work ethic and her work rate, just the ability just to get on the ball and continue pulling the strings in there, getting into nice two-touch passing as well.
putting pressure now on Beale. Still has the pace to do so. And Chidiac sends it through to Lowe. A little back heel, didn't come off.
And even Rachel Lowe's been pretty quiet for the victory. I mean, we haven't seen too much, apart from that first probably 5 or 10 minutes of this half. Really, there hasn't been too much play from Melbourne Victory in the Western United final third, and I think that's something that Jeff will definitely be addressing at halftime as well.
Western United in possession again. Cern sending it through the midfield, and Rovers. There's a body down. Adriana Taranto, the goal scorer. A little wink to her teammates. I wonder if she's just taking a break. That wouldn't be like her to do so.
Well, I think it's just a good opportunity to just slow the game down. There's only about 4 minutes of additional time before the halftime break. They've done really well, contained Melbourne Victory, actually looked the more dangerous team, created more chances, and are two goals up. So there's absolutely no reason to rush the start of playback.
You can give a little wink to your teammates. We've got to remember that you're on camera these days with the Women's Liberty A-League. It might just show up as Hayeda and Lagazzo collaborate again. Lagazzo trying to beat one, opts to go back. Vlanich, ball high. Elise Kellen-Knight in a dangerous pass, and that's sent out for a little breather. Western United still dominating control of this game. Vlanich, ball in, bounces for Victory, and it's come off a Victory player, so Western United will get another shot. 2 more minutes left of stoppage time. Rovers fires a Rovers rocket. Everyone remembers that one from last year, but that one was not quite on target.
Oh, you'd say it'd be a long way back for Melbourne Victory if they conceded another goal before half-time. 3-0's a tough 45 minutes coming up for them.
Elise Kellen-Knight and Checker. Defence under siege here for Melbourne Victory. Alex Chidiac comes back to help out.
And just still concerning those straight balls into midfield with Alex Chidiac with her back towards goal coming in. Not too many players within close proximity. She's lost the ball again. I mean, this is where Western United do so well, though. Really on the front foot. Obviously realising that Chids probably wants to take 1 or 2 additional touches here. But there's been just too many times when Western United have won the ball in these areas and then are able to attack right down the middle of the Melbourne Victory defence.
Taranto Twins play a physical game, and that one didn't quite come off, but there have been a number of challenges that have, and that was, again, a nervous time. Melbourne Victory look to reset. Lowe puts it forward. That's a nice ball for Emma Checker. Checker looking for Weinert, and it's out.
Well, finally broke out of a little bit of pressure there, which is more positive from Melbourne Victory. But I think they'll be quite overall pretty disappointed with this half. But credit to Western United. They're just one of those teams that they're creating a lot more chances. They are far more clinical. I think still trying to play out of the back, sometimes a little bit questionable. But as far as their finishes and chances created, they've had a fantastic first half.
Beale boots it long to the midfield. The Melbourne Victory might have one more bite at the apple before half-time. Chidiac, nice ball forward. Can Weinert get on the end of it? No, she can't. Oh, just tangled up with her opposing number. It's Rankin, sorry. And that'll do it. That's about time for halftime, and it couldn't come sooner for the under siege Melbourne Victory here at home, the home of the Matildas. It's 2-0, goals by Hayeda on screen and Adriana Taranto, putting the visitors ahead in what has been a domination so far by Western United. Half-time, 0-2 Melbourne victory, 2 to Western United. And these are the half-time highlights, set off beautifully by that goal by Hayata, putting Western United on the scoreboard.
Yes, fantastic run by Hayata and a lovely diagonal ball in behind Jessica Nash. Melbourne victory really trying to push their two fullbacks further up the pitch to join in the attack, but that leaves them very susceptible to the quick counter-attack by Western United.
She almost surprised herself, Hayata. She won the foot race, and this was the second goal by Taranto. Just a powerful boot across goal. Really beat two defenders and beat the goalkeeper, Lydia Williams.
Fantastic finish from Taranto into that far corner. But again, really difficult. Those runs in between, Jamila Rankin, I think, was on the wrong side of Taranto there. But really, you know, pretty close. This is what we spoke about, the possession for Melbourne victory. But what are they doing with that possession? They haven't really threatened Western United's goal, and they need to do that more in the second half.
Interesting stat here too, Ish. Shots on target, totally even, 3 for Western United, and they've scored 2. Melbourne victory have had 3 on target, 3 total shots, but scored none. So there's the difference maker. We're 2-0 to the visitors here at the home of the Matildas. It's 0 Melbourne victory, 2 to Western United. Half-time, we'll be back very shortly. Welcome back, round 11, Liberty A-League action. It's half-time at the home of the Matildas, and it's 2-0 to the visitors in the Melbourne derby, the Battle of Westgate Bridge. Melbourne Victory are down 0 to Western United 2, and it's been a domination by the Western United visitors. Kicked off by this goal by Kiwa Haida.
Yeah, wonderful diagonal ball in behind Jessica Nash there. Haida did really well holding off Checker and just poking that ball into the far post past Lydia Williams.
And that sent them on a bit of a scoring run. Adriana Taranto happy to capitalise on this opportunity despite two defenders and a Matilda's goalkeeper in the way. She's got ice in her veins, Adriana Taranto does, and put that away nicely.
Yeah, wonderful finish by Taranto. She's having a fantastic season. Really handy, popping up with a few goals for Western United.
So this Melbourne Victory side are so stacked with Matildas, Ish. They have 7 Matildas on their list, and yet they are 2 down to the visiting side. Just what's going wrong are you seeing?
Well, I think they'd be disappointed about playing those straight balls into midfield and the areas that they're actually losing possession, mainly in central areas with their players facing with their back to goal, coming back towards their own goal is always dangerous. And with Western United really being on the front foot, having numbers around the ball, they're making it really difficult for themselves to play out. But it'll all be about maintaining that possession and taking more care with the ball.
Of course, the big news this week, if you're just joining us, Alex Chidiac is back. She started the game and she had a bit of impact at the start of the game, but we're hoping to see more from her in this second half. Alongside her, plenty of Matildas running around. Lydia Williams in the back at the net there. Elise Kellen-Knight as well. But Lydia, I apologise, has just gone off in the first half, and they're bringing on Courtney Newbon. So we saw Lydia Williams struggling with an ankle injury, and they've made this substitution have Melbourne Victory. And Courtney Newbon was at the Mariners earlier this season, joins Melbourne Victory and gets to play a half against the other Melbourne side, one of the other Melbourne sides anyway. So second half underway. Melbourne Victory hoping to get back into this game. And that was a nervous moment to start off for Western United, but Hilary Beale safely gloves it.
And crucial for Melbourne Victory to really start this half nice and bright, really be on the front foot. I'd like to see them probably press a little bit higher, Western United, but you even see there Hilary Beale, the first time she gets the ball, she's gone long. So really Kat Smith possibly telling the message to the players, let's not take any chances. This first 5 minutes after half-time is so crucial, really, when teams can be susceptible to conceding goals.
You're just joining us. My name's Kate Allman, and I'm calling the action alongside Matilda's legend, Olympian, World Cup hero, Alicia Ferguson. Ish, giving us so many great insights into this match. And Papadopoulos there on the ball for Western United in the red shoes. Goes out.
Yeah, I think Kat Smith would be really happy with that first half performance of her Western United team. She also spoke about actually having a plan, applying a plan to get the result, and I think they did that really well in the first half. Obviously capitalised on their chances, didn't have too many, but the ones that they did have, they made sure that they were clinical.
Kellen-Knight finding her player in space. Checker has room to move and takes it on. Plenty of paddock ahead, but lots of time for Western United to set up defensively, not really attacking that counter as they might like to. Melbourne Victory, they want to retain possession. Alicia Ferguson has said they need to value it and stop giving the ball away. And that's okay. They can send it out there, and that's not so dangerous as some of the passes we've seen.
And it looked like potentially Tori Hansen is just tucked into that central defensive role, and with Emma Checker maybe going on that right-hand flank. So she'll be looking to burst forward, join in with the attacking play, just as Jess Nash did.
Ball forward now. Weinert, the American, gets a foot on it, but she's got 2 defenders to beat. Can't get through them.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Jeff Hopkins looks to Korea Aquino to bring her on in this second half. I think Rachel Lowe's had a wonderful season, an extremely good player, playing in that little bit more advanced role further forward. I think she's been a bit isolated. We haven't seen her have too many touches on the ball. And I think for the Victory to get back in this team, they need to make a change.
Savicki, ball forward. Taranto's up there. Shot on. Williams has to save. Does. Hayeda had the shot. Already scored once. It's still on here and at the feet of Lagazzo, the Matildas' hero. Lagazzo has time, sends it wide. Papadopoulos. And it'll be a corner.
Western United do so well transitioning that defence into attack. With 2 or 3 passes, they're in the opposition Melbourne Victory 18-yard box. Hieda's having a fantastic game on that left-hand side. Always looking to be positive and face forward and make those runs in behind and making it very difficult for the Victory to defend.
Well, Hayeda has just put on display a bit of pace that I didn't think that she had, and certainly I think she surprised herself. That goal that she scored, she beat 2 defenders in a foot race, and I think she's really found a gas tank or another gear. And when she's in space, she can put on the burners, and we've seen it now, earning her team a corner with that attack. And the ball goes high in. Lydia Williams has to jump. Sorry, it's not Williams, it's the substitute Newman with her almost first save. Newman, the previous save as well.
Yeah, it looked like it could have gone straight in from Vlanic, that cheeky one into the far post. No one on the far post for the Victory. Emma Checker, I think, would have been very happy to see that go wide of the post.
And Newman just slipping over as well. So my apologies to Lydia Williams. It was Newman making the save earlier.
You can already see Western United committing a few more players further forward, knowing that Melbourne Victory want to play out from their defensive third and just saying, okay, let's see what you've got. We're going to put you under a little bit of pressure. You haven't been able to keep possession in the first half, so let's see if you can pick up the quality and break through our defensive block.
I'll try the left side now, and it goes out off the boot of Grace Maher from Western United. TJ Vlanic also on that sideline.
You can see there Western United, 3 players pushing on Savicki, definitely committing herself a little bit further forward now, knowing about how many times they won the turnover of possession when they forced Melbourne Victory into those balls forward, and it happened again.
Hieda. And big booting ball forward. It's a foot race again. Taranto. Plenty of work to do for Jamila Rankin in the back for Melbourne Victory, and Newborn was there as well.
Well, I hate to say it time and time again, Melbourne Victory not being able to keep possession, trying to play out from their own half. Chloe Lagazzo getting that ball back. Wonderful vision to try and play that diagonal ball to Taranto. But it's just the same old story from the first half to the second half. I think Victory really need to start tidying up those passes into midfield.
It's so interesting, isn't it? Melbourne Victory, they won grand finals. And Taranto on the ball. Taranto, another chance. It's pinging around like a pinball, comes out for Melbourne Victory. Taranto's got her tail up though. She wants another goal. Already had one in the first half. But Melbourne Victory have been a dominant team for the past few seasons. We watched this replay. Taranto had to beat a couple of defenders, just didn't quite get the space to take a shot.
Yeah, I'd really like to see that positivity from Taranto though. You know, driving in towards goal.
And that'll go wide as well. Just a warning shot, I think, from Chloe Lagazzo.
A very big warning shot. Melbourne Victory keen to play out again. See if they have success this time.
Chidiac finds the ball for the first time this half. Kellen Knight signalling she wants it in the midfield. A beautiful playmaker for Melbourne Victory and for Australia, Kellen Knight. Rankin takes a little stroll up. Beautiful turn, Mackenzie Wynett. Bit too cute though, can't get through the defender. And it goes all the way back to Newman.
Well, it's better play from Melbourne Victory. I think they look a lot better if they're getting that ball into Kellen Knight in the midfield and she's able to switch it out where there's space on the opposite side.
Morrison takes a run. Can't beat 3. And Savicki comes up with it. Taranto, Melissa, Lagazzo. Robers just caught offside.
Yeah, it's frustrating for Robers to be just offside there. It was a nice little passage of play, winning the ball back yet again from Melbourne Victory.
Yeah, she made a nice little run, but almost too early, and Lagazzo saw it late when she was offside. But Kat Smith, coaching her first Melbourne derby as the Western boss, pretty happy with how her team has played so far. Been only a month holding the reins since Mark Takazo handed them over to take on his role at the Philippines national side as Melbourne Victory take it on. Alex Chidiac, ball in, dangerous cross, and Rachel Lowe can't get a hoof on it.
Again, much better play. Melbourne Victory looks so much more dangerous when they're switching that ball out, when they come down one side and then switch it out where the space is on the opposition side. Rachel Lowe just not getting a good enough connection on that one. But I think this is what they have to do, try and stretch Western United out rather than trying to go back in and play down the one side the whole time.
Hilary Beale didn't look too happy with what some miscommunication went on with her Western United defence, but they got out of a jam, did they, United? Now they'll try and play it out the back. Through the midfield, Lagazzo can't get through Wynett. Great footwork. Wynett turns around and burns, and oh, that might be a foul. And it will be. There's a card coming out. It's yellow.
That was quite a cynical foul there, I think, from Alana Cern. Definitely Wynett had space in behind there, especially with her pace. Yeah, just leaving a leg in there.
The turn and burn was beautiful, and that was just a little bit clumsy, wasn't it, from Cern? She knows exactly what she's done wrong. But of course, we are calling here today with one of the champions of cards, Alicia Ferguson. One of the records you hold, the fastest red card in history.
Not one of my proudest moments, Kate.
When did that happen? What year was that?
It was at the 99 World Cup, so a long, long time ago. Just shows you how old I am.
One of the great World Cups. Lagazzo grabs the ball and takes it on. Beautiful pass to Savicki. Savicki has Lagazzo on the right. 4 defenders in the way. That won't go anywhere.
Yeah, real shame that quality of pass from Savicki into Chloe Lagazzo. I think she was potentially in an offside position, but again, just shows that this transition from defence to attack for Western United, and they do it time and time again. It's 2 or 3 passes, and then they're in the opposition third, and they really stretch the Melbourne Victory defence apart there. Just need to take a little bit more care for that final pass by Savicki.
Kellen Knight, what can she manufacture? That won't do it. A little bit long for her teammate, Zoyce. So Jeff Hopkins really trying to inspire some kind of action from his side. There are players warming up, and I feel like it's about time to start utilising the substitute bench. Interesting too, we're watching a battle of the coaches. Kat Smith, of course, was assistant coach under Jeff Hopkins, and knows the team, well, knows his coaching inside out. And at the moment, that insight is seeing the team that she was assisting in come undone.
And you can hear Jeff really trying to will his players on to actually press the ball and increase the intensity when they're closing down.
Taranto, one-on-one in the corner, wants to use the footwork again. She's so good at it, but that one doesn't quite beat Nash. It's not Nash, sorry, it's the defender for Melbourne Victory able to come up with it. Elise Kellen Knight. Taranto again, ball in. Easily disposed of by Newman.
Oh, yet another turnover possession from Melbourne Victory, trying to play out there. Elise Kellen Knight, just not enough quality on that pass, especially on this right-hand side with Taranto as well. So dangerous. You give the ball away there, and she is running at you at full pelt.
Well, physical battle here. Taranto loses that one. Apollonia wins the free. A little bit of shoulder action.
Yeah, it was well backed by Taranto. She'd already been involved in that attacking play and really worked hard to track Apollonia on the way back there as well. But she's having a really good game, having a really good season. I think she's just so consistent for this Western United team. She's always looking for those runs at the far post as well, and always looking to make positive decisions, to always face forward, to drive at the opposition defence and look for opportunities where she can get a shot on goal.
Alex Chidiac through the midfield. Oh, collects a shoulder, but nothing in it, says the referee. Play goes on. Hayeda finds space. We know how much pace she has. This time she'll go back. No, she won't. She'll take it on. Hayeda falls dramatically.
Well, absolute penalty there. I mean, again, Alex Chidiac losing that ball in midfield. Quick response and transition from Western United. Hayeda causing so many problems on this left-hand side. Had the positivity, had the confidence. Little check, go past Emma Checker. I mean, that's wonderful play by Hayeda.
Brilliant play, and a yellow card for Checker. Hayeda earns the penalty kick, and who else to take it but Chloe Lagazzo, Matilda's legend, 100 games in the A-League last week. This is game 101 for Chloe Lagazzo, and wouldn't it be fantastic if she could get on the scoreboard as well? Courtney Newburn, newly anointed goalkeeper for Melbourne Victory, in the net as Lydia Williams deals with an ankle injury. So here it is. Lagazzo. Chloe Lagazzo. Nets it! Right corner, right time. And brilliant strike by Chloe Lagazzo. It's 3-0 to Western United.
Well, really confident penalty there from Chloe Lagazzo. Plenty of pace on the upward trajectory, giving Newburn absolutely no chance. But by Hayeda, wonderful little run here. She's been fantastic on that left-hand side. It caused Melbourne Victory so many problems. And we spoke about maybe the absence of Hannah Keane for this Western United side, but Hayeda on that left-hand side has been the point of difference, utilising the space, making it difficult, and love the fact that she stood Emma Checker up and tried to go past her to get that penalty.
That's Chloe Lagazzo's 4th goal this season in her 101st game of Women's Liberty A-League. What a strike, and a veteran of that particular skill. It's 0-3 to the visitors, Western United, in the battle of the Westgate Bridge. The Westgate Derby, they call it. The Melbourne team separated by the Westgate Bridge between East and West. Melbourne Victory will seek to return. Shot, Wynett on the burst. Oh, that's hit the crossbar. Almost finds net, does the American. And now Hilary Beale will just calm it down.
Well, it would have been a really nice response to what's been a difficult match so far for Melbourne Victory. Great strike there. Very unlucky Wynett just to hit the crossbar. But you just have to think, what changes do Melbourne Victory have to make to have more of an impact on this game? At the moment, Western United, just, you can see that they're on the front foot.
Rachel Lowe out ahead, Wynett behind her. Lowe needs to get back inside, onside. And that won't go anywhere, that won't do it. Alana Murphy takes a shot, but it's well wide. Yeah, Murphy just substituted on for Sarah Apollonia just earlier.
Yeah, definitely Jeff Hopkins needing to make some changes in this attacking side of things for Melbourne Victory. It's still far too comfortable. Western United look nice and compact. The distances between each of the lines is good. You can really see that their confidence has been growing and growing. But the big question is, how do you change it from a Melbourne Victory point of view? I think the intensity has to increase. I think the movement off the ball as well, creating more options, and just continuing to try and switch that play from side to side and try and stretch Western United because they're so well organised in defence.
They're such a stacked team on paper. Melbourne Victory, one of the dominant teams of the competition for the past few years, and also so many Matildas in their lineup. You just have to wonder what's going wrong with the way they're structured, and Western United just finding ways to get ahead, finding ways to win and win momentum. Wynett just trying to gain back possession there and goes a bit too hard at it. Plenty of high pressure coming from Melbourne Victory. Can this turn things around? Not too much urgency from Rachel Lowe, but Chidiac has the urgency. She can go through Wynett. Little overlap. Wynett strikes it high. Misses. So Alicia Ferguson alongside me here in the commentary box. Ish, you would have a bit of experience as we watch this replay. Wynett with a beautiful turn in and strike, but just went high. Ish, how hard is it to arrest momentum from a team that is 3-0 up in the second half, and as time winds down, to get one up on the scoreboard and feel like you're still in it?
Well, that's the most difficult thing, Kate, is to make sure that you stay in the game. And as hard as it is, this is where you need the players like Alex Chidiac, Elise Kellen-Knight, Emma Check, and the more experienced players to maintain the talk, maintain the communication, and just ensure that everyone keeps their energy levels up. It's very easy to go missing, so not coming looking for the ball, maybe if you're having a bad touch, having a particularly bad game. But this is where you actually need everyone. Rather than trying to run away from the ball, you need people to come towards the ball and just get those touches on to build up the confidence again.
Savicki putting high pressure on Courtney Newman. The Melbourne Victory goalkeeper subbed in for Lydia Williams, and that is a bit of a clash. Chloe Lagazzo clutching her shoulder. That was a strong clash in the air. Lagazzo is down. You hate to see it, Ish.
Yeah, she looks in a little bit of pain. Quite a heavy clash there. Hopefully nothing too sinister. Kat Smith was definitely, she's up off the bench now. She had quite a subdued first half, I would say. She was pretty quiet there. I mean, that's pretty tough. Kayla Morrison's coming straight through the back of Chloe Lagazzo. Probably winded, very, very uncomfortable for her. But on the positive side, this is a dangerous position to have a free kick in.
Lagazzo, who's already scored one from the penalty spot.
Does look like she's in a little bit of bother. I just wonder whether, I mean, it's always a bit precarious in your back there, whether you catch, you know, part of a rib or nothing like that. Very, very painful.
Yeah, you can easily get winded, as you say, in the back like that.
I mean, Kayla Morrison didn't have any chance of getting that ball, did she? Moore definitely knew what she was attempting to do there, just put Chloe Lagazzo off her game. And also that just shows a bit of frustration as well as players. I mean, I've been there myself. You tend to, when you get frustrated, you can't get close to the opposition, you tend to start making a few cynical fouls just through sheer disappointment and annoyance at not being able to keep possession or to do the things that you set out to do before the match.
So Lagazzo has come off grinning. She looks to be okay. And they'll set up for the free outside with Ma to take the shot, and it's straight at Newman.
Yeah, well, good position for Grace Ma there. Always encourage her to shoot. She's got a wonderful left foot. Just didn't quite catch it. Pretty easy for Courtney Newman.
Ma in her 99th game of Women's A-League. Of course, Chloe Lagazzo, 100 games last week. So some real veterans in this Western United squad, despite the fact that they're up against so many Matildas in Victory colours.
Yeah, and it just shows how long Grace Ma's been around. We talk about, you know, reaching 100 matches is such a milestone, particularly when the first season was only 8 rounds of the season. So that just shows you how much experience and how long Grace Ma has been around.
Newman has to deal with that. But you're so right, Ish. It's exciting, isn't it? We're now in a 22-week season. We're only halfway through in round 11, so that's just an insight of how far women's football has come in this country and around the world. So many internationals playing Women's A-League in Australia. Jamila Rankin for Western United takes the ball. Sorry, Papadopoulos and Rankin battling. Not by referee, nearly got in the way there of a midfield ball. And Taranto comes up with it, loves the ball at her feet, does Taranto. Chloe Lagazzo, ball in, and it's in the net. Chloe Lagazzo on the end and poaches that one from a beautiful assist. Taranto sent in.
Well, I must admit, I thought maybe Taranto saw Courtney Newman off her line and was trying to stink that in cheekily into the far post, but credit to Chloe Lagazzo. Reading the play, sneaking in behind that far post there. It looked like she was trying to have a shot, just maybe caught, didn't catch it right. But great reaction from Chloe Lagazzo.
Adriana Taranto with one of the assists of this season, I reckon. That is on a platter. And Lagazzo just had to toe poke it in. She's pretty happy with herself too. She's got a brace. And who knew just how this game would unfold when we set out at the start. Two teams on paper, fairly evenly matched, with one side, the home side, many more Matildas. So we watch them take their 90-second drinks break in this hot 31-degree day in Melbourne, the home of the Matildas. It's currently 4-0 to the visitors, Western United, who are really establishing themselves as contenders as we move towards the pointy end of the season, round 11, and you'd think the green and black are going to see themselves in that top 6 for the future.
Yeah, they've done quality in this game. Just, again, I think Kat Smith putting together a plan for this team, looking where the opportunities and where to exploit Melbourne Victory down behind their fullbacks in the first half, but also the second half, you could see that they kept pushing on, they kept stepping forward because they knew Melbourne Victory still wanted to play out from the back, but I think the lack of urgency, the lack of pace of the ball, the ability to switch play has really made it difficult for Victory to actually have any type of consistent build-up, and has just made it quite easy for Western United, not taking anything away from them, because I think they've done wonderfully well once they win that possession and transitioning from that defence to attack. They look dangerous every single time they do that.
They certainly have. And on the other side of the park, Melbourne Victory, questions probably need to be asked at this stage of the coaching and how the side is letting this unfold. There's so many Matildas in the ranks, and it's been 3 games they haven't scored in. If this is the 3rd game that they don't score in, and that 3 games, 3 losses on the trot, that has not happened since 2012-ish. So you have to ask, is Jeff Hopkins doing everything he can there as coach, or is there something that needs to change?
Well, I think it's difficult for them. You see in this game, Rachel Lowe again in that more advanced position. I think it does seem like they are missing a little bit of a target player. Look, I think Melbourne Victory, on reflection of this game, it's things that they could have improved. Definitely ways that they could have kept possession better, giving the ball away. I think they'll be very disappointed with some of their poor defending as well. And again, not taking anything away from Western United, because they've really capitalised on that. But I think in that, going forward in that final third for Melbourne Victory is something that, you know, they really do have to look at as well. It's all well and good saying that you want to play out from the back, but if you're continually giving away possession in the same type of areas with the same type of passes, then you need to start having a good hard look at yourself and whether that's just a simple improvement or maybe looking to do something different tactically.
Lagazzo surrounded by Melbourne Victory, and Alex Chidiac gets it out. Wynett was on the end but couldn't collect. So again, the ball is in red, green and black possession. Papadopoulos. Strong challenge, Low still on the ground, so Wynett picks it up. Wynett, who has plenty of pace to burn. Can she beat the defence of Western United? She can't. Melissa Taranto sends it out safely.
Yeah, it looks like Career Aquino is probably going to make an appearance now. Definitely need to change something. try and get a more focal point for the Melbourne Victory attack.
Papadopoulos boots it into Kellen Knight's back and gets a second bite at the apple. Now Savicki falls to the ground. Kellen Knight looking for options. That's not a great option. Plenty of Western United in the way. So back in their defensive half now, Melbourne Victory. They'll try it again. 7 shots on target for Western United compared to 3 from Melbourne Victory, and none of those shots have come this half. So 3 shots on target in the first half. As we see Korea Aquino taking off her substitute vest, possibly about to come on and be the difference maker for the home side. Kellen Knight, Chidiac step over. Nearly sent it through to Lowe.
Well, I think those stats, the shots on goal, really say enough, don't they? Melbourne Victory just really not keeping or creating enough going forward. Constantly trying to play through the middle of this Western United side, who are very compact and organised.
Alana Murphy with the corner. Opportunity for Melbourne Victory to get one back. High ball headed away by the defence, and it's struck from far away, gone over the crossbar, and there's a Western United player down. As we see a substitution being made, Korea Aquino and Rosie Curtis coming on for Melbourne Victory. Not a moment too soon for the home side, and Alex Chidiac gets a round of applause, standing ovation from the crowd here at the home of the Matildas. Such a thrill to have one of the great Matildas back in the ranks of Melbourne Victory, and this is a replay of the injury we just saw earlier.
There's a fair few bodies in the box. Ooh, Morrison just clattering into Grace Maher there. For at least Kellen Knight, who's got a wonderful left foot. Just didn't quite catch it right, but it'll be interesting to see. Jeff Hopkins just took off Emma Checker there. I mean, it'll be interesting to see whether he just goes to a 3 at the back. I mean, they're 4-0 down. You may as well start taking the risk now and throwing players forward, because they have been really isolated and haven't had many opportunities to attack. I do think they'll potentially take a look at this and see that they were a bit too narrow every time they got the ball into midfield with Kellen Knight and switched it out and stretched Western United, but they just haven't been doing that enough. Be making it very easy for a Western United team who have stayed within good distance of each other throughout the middle of the park.
Well, I like the substitution of Korea Aquino. 3 goals in the A-League this year and took the Victorian NPL by storm. If you haven't heard, she scored 31 goals in 21 matches. So if anyone can score and find the net, it's certainly Korea Aquino. She's just come on and really well needed time. Cross ball. That finds side net, and it's a crowd goal as everyone goes, oh! Korea Aquino with her first taste of action.
Well, this is the time. May as well. There's not too much time left in the game. 4-0 down. This is where you want to take risks, where you want to push more players forward and really start putting pressure on. I think Western United keen to just play the ball long, not taking any chances. Whereas in the first half, the first 10 or 15 minutes when they were trying to play out, Hillary Beale does not want anything to do with that anymore. Get the ball long and get the ball further up the pitch.
It's certainly kitchen sink time for the home side, Melbourne Victory, who are staring down 3 losses on the trot and 1 now at home against Melbourne rivals. Rachel Lowe, can she be the difference maker? Sends a ball in, it's bouncing behind the keeper, and it finds its way through. Melbourne Victory get on the scoreboard, and Rachel Lowe scores.
Well, Rachel Lowe, we haven't seen too much of her in this game at all, have we? But got that ball back, was very positive, got a very lucky deflection to see that ball go past Beale in the Western United goal. Could that be the kickstart Nice positive run here. She was just trying to pass that ball into the right-hand corner, which then that big deflection made it impossible for Beale to get back across.
I almost think she was looking for an assist to Aquino, but it bounced beyond the keeper and managed to go in. And sometimes they're not the prettiest or the most planned goals, but they're exactly the same scoring points. And one makes that a little less hard on the home side. There's still 3 away in the dying minutes of this match, but that feels a bit better for Melbourne Victory.
And I think Rachel Lowe will appreciate Alex Chidiac. With Alex Chidiac going off, she can just sit in that number 10 role where she's far more comfortable.
Aquino one-on-one, saved her first strike, Korea Aquino. And possibly a little bit wasted. She was right in front of the keeper, had both sides to go for, and sort of went very close to Hilary Beale.
Oh, it's a huge opportunity missed from Aquino. Her body positioning, couldn't quite get around it. She was trying to open up and then deceive the keeper. Maybe could have had another quick touch before she had that shot, but that's a huge opportunity. Western United players were trying to call for offside. There was no chance she was offside in that position. She looked like she was in acres of space, but important for Western United to stay switched on here as well in this last 10 or 12 minutes.
Lovely turn by the veteran Kellen Knight. She used to talk about it all the time. Players need to start with their feet facing the way they want to run, and that was beautiful by the Matildas veteran. Rachel Lowe looks to go back. Hansen, one of the substitutes on in this second half. Little footwork, and Murphy working it around the back. There's probably not too much time to be hitting it around. Sideline ball in. It's on the end. Oh, and it's tipped over. Gee, that was close call. Rosie Curtis comes off the bench and has a ping.
That is a great save from Hilary Beale, but just seeing Melbourne Victory actually spreading the play out to this wide left-hand side. Good ball in, not dealt with by Western United defenders. Wonderful save at her near post with that left hand from Hilary Beale.
So Kellen Knight will take the corner. Melbourne Victory would love to get another one up here. Just a few quiet words of advice, it looks like, from our referee. High ball, anyone's ball. Western United send it away. Jamila Rankin's boot. Papadopoulos' boot, sorry. Rankin was the receiver. And there's a player down. Oh, that's something you hate to see. Haida has had such a great game. Clutching at her ribs. Substitute being made here. Prakash will come on. Haida's coming off. Yeah, it looked like she just probably a little bit winded from that ball. Jamila Rankin right up in under the ribs, pretty uncomfortable. But that's going to be the last touch of the game from Kiwa Haida. But what a wonderful match she has had on that left-hand side, really causing Melbourne Victory plenty of problems, getting in behind, having shots on goal, scoring. She's had a wonderful game. So Prakash and Di Demizio will come on, but Haida looks really winded. Oh, bruised in the rib, and that was a close call, sort of short-range ball into the rib, which is never comfortable, Ish.
No, definitely not comfortable, but also, you know, there's no rush for Haida to get up and continue on with this game. I think the momentum has changed. Melbourne Victory are definitely on top. I think it's a good opportunity for Western United to just take a big, deep breath, consolidate what they've got, make sure that they stay switched on for the last 10 minutes, 8 or 10 minutes of this game.
Rovers off, Haida off. Now Prakash and Di Demizio on. 10 minutes and stoppage time to play. Haida scoring that brilliant goal to kick us off in the first half, and then an assist later on. outcry from the teams here from the sidelines, and there's a yellow card being shown. Prakash ran straight on and into the action and sustained a foul there. Rachel Lowe with a bit of a late challenge.
I can see Western United really not in any hurry to get the play started again here. Still 4-1 up.
So the yellow was for Alana Murphy, and there were players all around. It happened so fast. Prakash barely on for 5 seconds. And a yellow card sent out. Melissa Taranto on the ball now. Savicki sends it back to the left wing. They'll go down that side with Western United. They're no rush to score, but they look like it. They would love to get another. I mean, why not attack? They're 3 goals up. Attack they do. Prakash chasing. Ball goes out, and it'll be Western United throw in. Western United, another chance. Chloe Lagazzo can't be Rachel Lowe, but Prakash may. Back heel, Lagazzo down, Rachel Lowe, Prakash. They'll look to reset a little here. Adriana Taranto, the goal scorer, with a beautiful assist earlier to Lagazzo, one of the assists of the season. One that will hopefully be replayed plenty on social media. I cannot wait to watch that, Ish.
Yeah, clever play there by Taranto on that other side. Yeah, I might be doing her a disservice saying that maybe she was trying to go for goal, but to be honest, I mean, Newbern was kind of off her line. Whether she was having a shot or was picking out Chloe Lagazzo, she did have a little look up, a little glance up before she struck that ball, but Chloe Lagazzo read the play so wonderfully well to sneak in at that far post.
Di Demizio with her first touches in the game. Demizio. Great work there. Can't get around the defence though. Retains possession for her side. Mackenzie Weinert's come all the way back to defend and hopefully transition that defence to attack for Melbourne Victory. Newbern collects. Wants to play quickly. No one on, goes short. Morrison. And Zoyce playing it around the back for Victory. Newbern. Morrison, step over, lovely. Counter-attack now. Big ball forward, but can't connect with Weinert, who looks disappointed.
Well, Callum Morrison got out of trouble a little bit there. I think it just seems to be every time, not every time, but...
Korea Aquino, nearly a clever little turn.
Melbourne Victory are trying to play out just little things that they can improve is that body positioning. Body positioning. There's far too many times in this game where you've seen them play directly into midfield and someone's either facing directly towards their own goal or
Rankin,
not.
Ball forward. Dangerous spot as Rachel Lowe was closing in, but Hilary Beale safely picks it up. Bit more pressure from Melbourne Victory, but it's possibly too little too late. Well, it certainly is with 4 minutes of time to go and stoppage. Weinert, cross ball, oh, fingertip save. Hilary Beale has played wonderfully all game.
That's quality from Hilary Beale. Really commands her area, doesn't she? That's one of those difficult ones. It did really well. Nice strong hand on that. Aquino right within proximity if she didn't maintain possession there and catch that ball.
Lagazzo. The footwork that has made her a Matilda. Vicky out the right side. Di Domizio. Strong defence by Melbourne Victory. And here's a chance. Is she offside? Korea Aquino, surely. She found her way out the back with a paddock of space, and it seemed too good to be true, and it was.
Yeah, nice to see that bit of vision and actually looking up for Aquino. You know, seeing that space in behind, trying to turn the Western United defence around. Seen a lot of this game. Victory do want to play out. They do want to build up play. Sometimes you just got to switch it up just to make the other team question whether they need to drop off, whether they're still playing a high line. And I think there's probably just not been enough of that from the Melbourne Victory today.
Western United still really in control of this game as the seconds tick down. Courtney Newman, who came on at halftime for Lydia Williams, who we hope is okay with a ankle injury of some sort, subbed off, and Newman has had a baptism of fire here at the home of the Matildas. 4 goals on the scoreboard, 2 on her watch in the second half. Taranto. Oh, there's some bit of body work. Kellen Knight, some frustration, and Prakash working alongside her, both giving equally. Kellen Knight wins out this little battle. 2 defenders on her. Frustration eking in.
Yeah, you could see that with Kellen Knight and this little challenge with Prakash. And then when she took that ball into the left-hand side, she's looking for someone, throwing her arms up in the air. These are the times where it gets difficult. You fall one down. You know, you want your teammates to still keep looking for the ball. Makes it very difficult if people go disappear, go hiding, don't want the ball, maybe feel like there's not enough time to get back into the game. This is when the big characters show.
So there's been 6 minutes of stoppage time added, and big characters. Chloe Legato is one. Oh, that's gone nearly into a dangerous position. Defence have to shine, and they do. Melbourne Victory in nervy spots, already 4 against them. Putting 5 on a team that has featured in so many finals in recent years would be a real stunner for this visiting Western United side. But Melbourne Victory have a chance now. Can they win back? A bit of... They almost get tangled up low. And Beale.
Great ball in, Vlanic down that left-hand side. Chloe Legazo having a good look up. She knew exactly where she wanted to put that. Newman did very well just to get a touch there before Di Domizio sneaking in at that far post. Great vision from Chloe Legazo.
So Korea Aquino, Rachel Lowe involved in that little spray of attack. Got tangled up with Hilary Beale in goals for Western United, who has had a stellar game, I might add. Reigning goalkeeper of the season last year. And putting what is possibly the underdog side in a really great position to take this match and take control. That's what they've done.
Yeah, she's absolute quality, and when you have that confidence in the keeper behind you, it just makes it so much easier as a defence. Hilary Beale really commands not just her 18-yard box, but she's always almost like that sweeper keeper if the line is quite high.
Rachel Lowe finds Rankin in the midfield. This is a dangerous looking run. And Western United just managed to break it down once more. Time and again they managed to, and they turn defence into attack. Adriana Taranto. Savicki, they go back this time. Cern. Lovely passing by Western United. Legazo, space to move, takes it. Looking for Prakash, and can't find her.
Yeah, nice little passage of play there. Western United just keep the ball moving, switched it out. Kind of those 1-2 passes bouncing to break through the lines, making it very difficult.
Murphy, big ball forward. Curtis is on the end of it. What can she conjure up? Curtis looking around, needs some assistance, goes back. Big ball forward. Aquino had a header on it. Didn't get full purchase.
Well, you just get the sense maybe Melbourne Victory is not necessarily running out of ideas, but Western United just look far more comfortable on the ball at this stage of the game. Take into account then you've got Hilary Beale as well in behind. Difficult for them to carve out any clear-cut chances.
That chance there that we keep playing the replay was a lovely cross in from Legazzo, and Newman had to do away with it, just did with her fingertips, but it could have easily been 5 for the visitors. No rush to play for Western United. And they'll bring up their superstar goalkeeper to take this kick. Why not? She's been huge all game. Wynett battling on Papadopoulos. Wynett wants to throw it in. She does. Aquino. There's just far too many green and black defenders in her way, and it looks like Western United are pretty happy to park the bus at this stage. It's been a hot day. They've got 4 goals on the scoreboard. They'd have to be happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a wonderful day at the office for Western United.
Gee, under pressure there. Rachel Lowe wants to play this game to the death, and Hilary Beale knows it. Possibly a few expletives being shouted.
That's right, no risk being taken there. Get it up the pitch, try and turn Victoria around, put them into their own half, put some pressure on them.
Wynett, dangerous ball. Savicki gobbles it up. She's got space to move, goes to the left. No need to go straight forward. Give it to Chloe Legazzo, safe as houses. Papadopoulos has a run forward. Demizio, and that's an easy save for Newman. Demizio just wanting to have her own little ping as she's come on late in this second half. Prakash with the high pressure for Western United. And they find their way out, Melbourne Victory. Could this be their last gasp? Aquino, forward for Curtis. Curtis keeps it in. Left boot. Aquino toying with it. Aquino across the face of goal. Who was there? No one. Kellen Knight races to keep it in field. 6 minutes of stoppage time. This could be their last shot. Melbourne Victory, one last chance, and that's saved by Hilary Beale. And there it is, the full-time whistle has sounded in the home of the Matildas. Round 11 of Liberty A-League, a huge upset as Western United take 4 goals and put them on Melbourne Victory's 1. Western United will clamber up the ladder. They'll leapfrog Sydney FC, who play tomorrow. They'll even leapfrog another side, possibly, and they'll stay in the top 6, which is the most important thing. Meanwhile, Melbourne Victory will lick their wounds as they have their 3rd loss in a row, and the first time that has happened since 2012. Melbourne Victory 1, Western United 4 at full time. And these are the goals. First half was Haida with this beautiful one-on-one finish against Lydia Williams, the Matildas goalkeeper.
Quality ball in behind and finished, little poke into the far post by Haida. Taranto on the opposite side, wonderful strike, far post, straight past Lydia Williams. Really clinical in that first half. Haida, again, she was the player of the match for me. She had a wonderful game. Love that she took on Emma Checker here, drew the foul, gave Chloe Lagazzo the opportunity to put away that penalty.
And it's like each player who scored then passed the baton, because Chloe Lagazzo then had what I think is one of the great goals here with this toe poke in, as Taranto sent her a platter, a silver service for that goal.
Yeah, it was great. Just seeing that replay, definitely Taranto had a quick look up, was having a look for the run of Chloe Lagazzo at that far post. Maybe thought she didn't connect with it too well, but wonderful finish by Lagazzo. And then this deflected shot, Rachel Lowe. We didn't see too much, didn't see enough of Rachel Lowe in this game for the Melbourne victory when she dropped in a little bit deeper, trying to pass that ball into the right-hand corner and got the bit of the luck with the deflection in.
So these are the full-time match stats, and possession mostly in favour of Melbourne victory. Western United at 43%. But we talked about this all game. Shots on target for Western United, just one more than Melbourne victory with 8-7. But their shots went in, didn't they?
Well, I think you see with the passing and the number of passes, it's what Western United did with the number of passes that they had. They definitely, their counter-attack within 2 or 3 passes, they really made the most of and were really clinical in front of goal today.
Well, that's all we have time for today, and what a match, what a way to end your Saturday afternoon at the home of the Matildas. Western United come up with a huge upset win, 4-1 against Melbourne victory. It's Kate Allman here calling the action. Alicia Ferguson, thank you. Thank you to the team producing here, and thank you to you at home. We'll see you tomorrow for more Liberty A-League action.
Hello, Dino. Happy New Year. Oh. I can hear myself coming back at a delay. Very disconcerting.
Hey, Dean, you let camera 5 go a little bit earlier towards the end? Okay, or it doesn't matter? Yep, got time? No, I'm just going to do my shoulder because that's going to go to the presser. Yeah.
Hello from commentary position 1. Hello.
Hello, commentary position. Oh, look, I'm getting myself delayed here.
I've got you pretty sharpish. That was almost no delay at all.
Pretty hard to talk when you hear yourself half a second later. So I'm not getting a mix minus. One, two. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. John, I'm hearing myself delayed. Yeah. One, two, three. Okie doke. Yeah, I'm still delayed. Well, at the moment, I'm only hearing myself.
I'm still here if we are resuming the talk around.
Okay. I did for a little while. Blast of tone. 3, still delayed. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sorry? The thing I did. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, and still delayed. Hello, here we are, HBF Park, still delayed, very hard to talk. 1, 2, not hearing anybody.
I am here if we want to resume this talk around.
Oh, okay, I heard that, but I'm still getting myself delayed. Which makes, I've got music. Yeah, I got a bit of music.